How many times have we looked at something that happened and said, "This is the worst thing ever"? Yet later, that same moment turned out to be a blessing in disguise. Life has a strange way of hiding good inside what looks bad. The truth is, we're never wise enough to judge life the moment it happens. This story is about a humble farmer who understood something most people never learn: the art of patience and trust in life's timing. While others rushed to celebrate or complain, he stayed calm through every twist. By the end, life proved him right in the most unexpected way. So watch till the end. This story might change how you see every win and loss in your life. Long ago, near the green hills of Rajasthan, there was a quiet village surrounded by wheat fields, mango orchards, and the gentle sound of a river. The people were simple. They worked hard, shared stories under the banyan tree, and measured success by what they owned. Children played barefoot in the dust. Women carried pots of water from the well, and men gathered in the evenings to talk about harvests and rains. Among them lived a farmer named Ravi. He wasn't rich or powerful. His home was made of mud and straw. He lived with his wife and their only son, a strong young man who helped him in the fields. They owned a few cows, an old ox, and a loyal dog. But their pride and joy was a beautiful horse, tall, strong, and gentle. Ravi had raised the horse since it was a foal. It wasn't just an animal, it was family.
What set this farmer apart from the rest of the village was never his possessions, but the way he carried himself. Through every season, whether hardship or abundance, his calm never wavered. When the rains failed and the fields cracked, he did not curse the heavens. When the harvest overflowed, he did not boast. He simply labored, prayed, and welcomed whatever came with a steady, unshaken spirit. His words were always the same. Who can say what is truly good or bad? Time alone reveals the truth. Be patient, be grateful, and keep your faith strong. The villagers could not understand him. To some, he seemed strange. To others, even foolish.
One day, a wealthy merchant traveling through the region saw the horse and was amazed. He offered Ravi a bag of gold coins, enough to feed his family for years. The villagers gathered around, whispering he'd be crazy to refuse. But Ravi smiled and said, "This horse is part of our family. I can't sell him." The merchant doubled his offer, but Ravi refused again. The merchant left disappointed, and the villagers laughed. "What a fool," they said. "He'll stay poor forever." Ravi said nothing. He simply went back to his work. A few days later, the horse disappeared. The stable was empty, the rope untied. Ravi and his son searched everywhere, through fields, forests, and neighboring villages, but found nothing. The villagers shook their heads. "We told him so," they said. "He lost his only treasure." That evening, Ravi's son sat beside him, heartbroken. "Father, how can you be so calm?" Ravi replied softly. "My son, what looks like a loss today may not be a loss tomorrow. Don't rush to call it bad, only time will tell." A week later, at dawn, the son heard hooves outside. The horse had returned, and behind him were 5 wild horses. The villagers were stunned. "He's the luckiest man alive," they said. But Ravi smiled and said, "Let's not celebrate too soon. We don't yet know what this means." The next day, his son tried to train one of the wild horses. It threw him off violently, breaking his leg. The healer came and said the boy would take months to recover. The villagers whispered again. Those wild horses brought nothing but trouble. Ravi sat beside his son and said, "The same rain that floods the valley also waters the forest. Don't judge this moment either."
2 weeks later, soldiers arrived in the village. A war had broken out, and every able young man was drafted. Mothers cried, fathers stood silent. When the soldiers reached Ravi's home and saw his son's broken leg, they moved on. "This one can't fight," they said. Months passed. The war was long and cruel. When it ended, only a few of the village boys returned. The rest never came back. Ravi's son was alive, healing slowly. The wild horses were now tamed and helped them work more land than ever before. One evening, as the sun set behind the hills, the son looked at his father and said, "You were right. Every time I thought life was falling apart, it was actually falling into place." Ravi smiled. "My son, never celebrate too quickly and never grieve too deeply. Life is like a river. It bends and turns, and you can't see what's ahead. What looks like a flood today may water tomorrow's crops." The farmer's wisdom teaches us 3 simple truths. Don't judge life too soon. Give time a chance to show the full picture. Trust the process. Just because you can't see the road ahead doesn't mean it leads nowhere. Stay steady when things go well. Stay humble. When things go wrong, stay hopeful. Think about it. A seed buried in the soil looks like it's lost, but in time it becomes a tree. A storm may destroy a roof, but it also waters the fields. A delay may feel painful, but sometimes it saves us from harm. Every event in life connects to the next. What seems like a curse may become your biggest blessing. What feels like a reward may carry a hidden test. Life doesn't move in straight lines. It twists, turns, and surprises. So, when something shakes you, take a deep breath and remind yourself, only time will tell. Be patient. Be thankful. Keep your faith strong. Think about your own life. How many times did something go wrong and later turn out right? Maybe you lost a job, failed an exam, or faced heartbreak, but that very moment led you to something better. A failed exam might push you to study harder and discover a new passion. A breakup might open the door to someone who truly values you. Losing money might teach you discipline that saves you later. Life is not one chapter, it's a whole book. You can't judge it by a single page. So next time life surprises you, remember Ravi's words. Don't celebrate too soon and don't grieve too early. Everything happens for a reason. If this story touched you, share it with someone who needs hope today. And remember, patience is not waiting for life to change. It's trusting that it already is.